So this short video is going to be looking at just some basics of controlling type. So we already know that we have a type tool in Illustrator, and there are two different types of text. There's point type and area type. So point type is if I just click, and that makes a point, and from that point I type something and it will come out from that point. The main difference between point type and area type is that if I keep on typing, it will not return down to the line below. It will not wrap. It will just keep going. In order to go to the line below, I need to press enter, and then I can carry on typing. Also, if I take my selection tool, and you'll see that the font size here is 12, and I drag this bigger, you can see the font size actually changes. So point type is typically used for more decorative type of typography. Area type, on the other hand, so if I take my type tool and I drag instead of clicking, it makes an area of text, and if I take my selection tool and I change the size of that area, the text will rewrap inside that area. And if there's not enough space, the text will become overset as indicated by this little red plus. Also, the text will automatically wrap inside the text box. So if I carry on typing, when it gets to the end of that box, it will wrap to the line below. Area type is mostly used for informational text. So point type for decorative, area type for more informational paragraph type text. So you need those two different types of text. You can convert between the two by either selecting the text box and going to type and then convert to point type, or select and type, convert to area type, or you can just double click on this little hanging handle on the edge here, so that converts you between area and point. And if you have area type and you have overset text, let's do that like that. Oh, that's point type, area type, and you have overset text. If you double click on this little hanging box at the bottom, it will adjust the height of your box to fit the text, and it will continue to expand according to the space required. Okay, so that's just a quick brief overview of point type versus area type. Now let's just do a little activity. So this file is called controlling type, and I'm just going to go through some basics here. I want to put some guides here, so I'm just going to right click on my ruler and say change to artboard rulers, so that the 0 millimeters is here, and I'm going to drag a guide from the top, and I want to put it at Y 20 millimeters, and another one at the bottom which will be 297 minus 20. So I can type a little calculation in there to get that. And then here we'll have on the x-axis 20, and another one which will be 220 minus 20. Okay, well, 210 minus 20. Okay, so I have a 20 millimeter margin all the way around, which are my guides. So I'm going to take this text here first, and I'm just going to move it in here. I'm going to make sure that it's point type, and then I'm just going to hold shift and make it bigger, and I'm going to select the top text, and I'm going to change the font here. So I'm going to stick to a font that I know that you will probably have. Of course, you can explore fonts as much as you like. So I'm just going to go for Arial Bold. I think maybe Arial Regular is better. And you can see I have font size here. I have tracking, which is the spacing between the letters. So I'm just going to set that to something that I think looks okay. And let's put it in here. Okay. And let's see if we've got some colors. I'm going to go for a teal color. Okay. And now I have this text here. So I'll triple click to select that line. And let's go with Arial Arial narrow, and we'll take the font size down and we'll increase the tracking. So these are all things that you just get used to controlling. So you have tracking is a spacing between letters, kerning is a spacing between just two letters, and it's kind of like tracking is the overall spacing of letters, kerning is the fine tuning of the spacing between certain letters. And then I'm also going to adjust the leading, which is the distance between lines. And I'm just eyeballing it here. I'm not using any particular formulas. And I'll make that red. And then I'm going to select the whole lot and center it. Okay. So that's point type. So point type is the more decorative type of text. And I'll just nudge it a little bit with my arrows and put it in there. All right, so let's look at some body type or area type. So I'm going to move this in here. And I'm going to drag my area right to the edges of the margins. And now I'm just going to zoom in a bit and I'm going to format just one of these. So I'm going to go with the heading culture and traditions, and I'm going to set that again. I'll stick to something simple like Arial bold, and let's go for let me pick up a color from these little illustrations here. So let's see. Okay, that looks all right. And then I'm going to, okay, so that I'm going to make 14 points. Let's go with 16. I'm going to increase the tracking a little bit. And then for this paragraph, so triple click to select the whole paragraph, I'm going to set it to let's go with Arial. And I'll leave it at 12, but I'm going to increase the tracking and the leading, and then the tracking a little bit, just eyeballing what looks good. I think that leading's a little bit too high. Okay, that looks all right. And then I'm going to take this one, so I'm going to select there, and I'm going to take my eyedropper and I'm going to click here to pick up those settings. And I'm going to go down to paragraph settings. So here's my paragraph settings, and to space before, and I'm going to increase that to 7. Okay, and okay. And then I'm going to triple click here, take my eyedropper and pick up those settings there. And I'll continue doing that. So type tool, triple click there, eyedropper, click there. Triple click, and last one. So you can see how I can very quickly propagate a style across all of these. Now I'm not even using special saved styles or anything. I'm just using the eyedropper. All right, so I have my text nicely formatted, and then I'm going to put it in columns. So I'm going to go to type, area type options, and over here columns, I'm going to put 2 columns. I'll leave it at the default and say OK. And then I want to bring this illustration, and I'm going to put it right in the center. So center, I need to be on the right artboard. Center. I think maybe I can just nudge it down a little bit. And I want the text to wrap around it. So with it selected, I'm going to go Object, Text Wrap, Make. All right, and now I have my text wrapping around. I think it needs a little bit more of a gutter around the text wrap. So Object, Text Wrap Options, and let's just increase that amount a bit. Like 12 is about right. Okay, and now I'm going to bring the height of this text area up so that it balances out like that. And I've got more room to play around with here, so that means that I can probably mess around more with some leading. maybe even font size. So let's go up to 14 and 18 there. And let's get this. And we'll go with a space before, and let me just restyle these with my eyedropper. And last one, well, I need to make this taller first. Eyedropper. And eyedropper. Okay, so now I need to make this look better. So I'm not sure why this is wrapping all the way here. I think it's because the word community does not fit in this area. So what I'm going to do is take this and just make it, holding Alt and Shift, I'm just going to make it a tiny bit smaller. So that fits in nicely. And then go down. Okay, so you get the idea. You can play around until you get exactly what you want. The point here is that the more control you can have over exactly what you want in terms of typography, the better your layouts will be. So it really is worthwhile learning about all of these character and paragraph controls and what they can do. And you also have your character and paragraph controls up on your control panel at the top here. So practice with this. The file is available for download, and even try a different layout for yourself.